The first flight, Manoj T. Thomas. Vineet wanted to be first in everything. He was the first from the village to go to the government high school in Mirzapur. When he saw an aeroplane, he found a new goal. He wanted to fly in it. He was talking about it with the village carpenter Bhola, who said, "Oh, I know all about flying. When I was in the army, I helped the officers practice gliding in the Kangra Valley. I also worked on the gliders." "Oh, you can make gliders? Why don't you build one for me?" Vineet asked excitedly. Bhola suddenly realized he had boasted too much. "I only saw others working on them. Doesn't matter. That is enough for an expert like you." Bhola began work the next day. In a week, the craft was ready. Bhola had kept it a secret, as he did not want to be held responsible if Vineet crashed and broke his neck. When Vineet saw it, he too thought that it did not look like any flying machine, but he kept his doubts to himself. Early next morning, before dawn, Vineet carried his craft to the top of the hillock facing the village, waving his hands to the people who would look at him with open mouths. He climbed on top of a huge boulder and looked down. At the first sight of the steep fall, his feet shook. The glider looked small and no better than a few sticks tied together. He felt sorry for himself. Vineet closed his eyes and jumped. When he opened his eyes, he had not crashed. The glider was working, but it was not flying towards the village. It was single-mindedly moving towards a clump of trees nearby. The glider crashed on a tree, and Vineet found himself hanging by the shirt from a branch. He tried to shake himself free, but his shirt tore away. Before he could get a hold, he had tumbled from the tree onto the top of a buffalo which was strolling in the grove. It was difficult to say which of the two was more terrified. The animal started running at a brisk pace towards the village, and all that Vineet could do was to hold on tightly to the buffalo's back. All the people whom Vineet had hoped to wave at from the glider now saw his fall.